One of the unique features of Rehab Guru is its ability to perform auto-calculating smart forms. So for a long while we've had the ability to send patient forms. However, just recently we've given you the ability to perform auto-calculations based on the results of your client's response. So to give a very small example of how this works, I'm just going to start a new form and we'll have question 1 and question 2. We're going to change these to be a single choice, and we'll call this number 1, and we'll call this one number 2. And then what we're going to do is be able to calculate the response of question 1 with question 2. So we want to add them together. So this is very common in outcome measures where you're calculating the numeric value from question 1 with question 2. So this will become a lot clearer in a moment. So rather than do all of this again, I'm just going to duplicate that question. And in order to give each of these responses a numeric value, I'm going to click on Advanced Configuration and enter the numbers 1 and 2. I'll do the same for question 2. And if we wanted to add these two questions together, we would add another question and we would select the formula field. And the question IDs for everything that is calculatable in this form is listed underneath this form. So if I just click on both of them, it's now going to add these two responses together. So I'll save this form as simple calc and then go to my clients page, select a client, go to forms, create form, search for my simple calc, click save, and now I can send this to my patient or copy the URL. So just now I'm going to copy the URL and paste it into a new window. So this is what the patient would see. Obviously you would have your own branding on your client portal. However, right now I'm just going to select these two responses and click save. Confirm that. Go back to Rehab Guru, refresh this page, and we've got our response, or our calculated value, which was 3. So 1 plus 2 equals 3. So one other thing that we're able to do is to use this value as an outcome measure. So I'm going to go back to my forms page, find my simple calc, edit this, and on the formula calculation, I'll click on Advanced Configuration and check the Outcome Measure box. Save this, go back to Clients, create a new form, exactly as we did before. Click Save. Fill out the response and click Save. Go back to Rehab Guru. And now we get our same response, auto-calculated number in question number 3, our formula field. However, this time, if I go to Reporting, I can also see that outcome measure showing on my reporting page. So really useful if you're using your forms as outcome measures, because they'll all appear on the reporting page along with any data that has been collected from that patient's exercise programs. So that's a very simple example, but we're able to build really complex outcome measures. So let's look at something such as the CRQ, a respiratory outcome measure. And this is one that has been built as an example. So up at the top, we've used the information field to include some text for the patient and instructions on how they should complete this form. Scrolling down, we've got a multiple selection list. little bit further down, we're using a matrix field. So a matrix field is also new. And in here, we're able to ask the patient to complete their responses and then select a value from the list over on the right-hand side. So each column represents a numeric value. As we can see in the advanced configuration, the columns equals these numeric values here. Also, all of the responses in this CRQ have got numeric values behind them, even though they've got text-based descriptors on the actual response question. And down at the bottom, we've got 4 calculation fields, which selects various questions based on which value they are for. So dyspnea is just this question divided by 5. Fatigue has 4 questions divided by 4. Emotional function and mastery. So we've been able to select the unique question codes that apply to each one of these, and then we're able to divide them by 4. So note that we've wrapped the brackets around all of the addition and then divided it by 4, just as you would in Excel or other spreadsheet programs. So let's have a look at how this looks to the patient. We'll create a new form. This time select CRQ. Scroll to the bottom and save that form. And we'll send this to our patient. So this is what the patient sees. They're able to complete their responses here. Here they can input some activities. And then we can score each of these activities using our matrix field here. I'll very quickly go down through the rest of this form. And then click Save. There's a confirmation step, and that form has now been submitted. Back on Rehab Guru, I'm going to refresh this page. And now we have our responded form, or our completed form by the patient. We can click on our matrix field and see the responses here. We also see the calculated number based on those numeric values. Down at the bottom of this page, we can see the results of all of our calculations. And once more, if we go to the reporting page, we can see this outcome measure based on the outcomes that we want to track over here on the right against the date that that response was sent by the patient. So there is huge power in the auto-calculating forms. If you are using outcome measures, just be mindful that many of them do have copyright associated with them. So you should speak with the owners of that copyright before you replicate them in Rehab Guru. As always, if you do need any help, you can find it using the question mark up in the top menu item and click on Ask, fill in your details, and our support team will get back to you as soon as possible.